Stuart, pleasing to hear from a UK market perspective that TW Ward will sell somewhere in the region of maybe 6 to 10 of these machines a year. And they're huge machines. This is a Hankook VTC 200E. What is the machine and what's it capable of?
That's right. It's a vertical turning centre with C-axis, milling tools, driven tools on there, a cross rail that will elevate to give more room under the choke. It's got a 2 metre choke, 2.5 swing turning diameter, and 2 metre turning height.
Okay, that turning height, you say, so you've got a Z-axis, but you've also got a further extension to that as well, correct?
That's correct. The Z-axis comes from the ram, and then you've got the saddle that can position up the column to give more height underneath. That's correct.
And where do you find buyers for this type of equipment? What sort of marketplaces? What are they making?
It can be anything from aerospace components, large gearing, transmission, industrial marine, defence, pumps. So it's at the larger end, yes, but there's certainly a market within the UK for this type of machinery.
Okay, and when a manufacturer like Hankook makes a machine like this, what are they striving to achieve? What's the elements that they want to get across to their user?
With Hankook, it's very much strength, rigidity, precision and repeatability within that working envelope.
Okay, and the type of weight you could get on a table like this, because it's some machine, what's the size of part?
12 tonnes.
That's pretty big. Now tell me about the tool change mechanism, the spindle, and some of those points.
Okay, you've a through coolant 50 taper spindle, 24 station tool magazine, 12 for turning, 12 for milling.
So you've got the capability here. This isn't just a vertical turning centre. You've got milling capacity, and if so, what sort of power? What can you do with the milling tools? There's
18 kilowatts of power available for the milling tools.
Okay, so if you compare that to maybe a normal machining centre, you've got similar milling capability to a VMC, for example.
To a good strong rigid VMC, yes.
Now you mentioned where you would sell these machines. Give me an idea of maybe an application. Are we just talking about rings, casings? What sort of part would you be putting on this table?
It's really large gear components, possibly pumps where you've got large through bores, so you've got a large mass that you're swinging, aerospace ring type components, anything that's because there's two types in the machine. You've got the VTB, which doesn't have the milling, and the VTC, which is the C-axis. You can also have it without the elevating rail, so if your components are small, shorter rings, you would position closer to the table and not need the elevating rail.
Okay, and there's two things as well that were interesting to me. Is you carry these machines in stock for one, so this machine here is physically for sale, but they also go much bigger as well, don't they? Because you've also got those machines in stock too, is that correct?
That's correct. We have behind you, we've got the 250, which is a 3 metre swing. That would be the biggest machine we would probably stock because of the craneage, but Hankook go up to a 12 metre table.
Wow, okay. Now, the type of customer that you would buy this, you've already told us about, but what would they say about these machines once they'd had them installed, and what would be their experience, and what would they say about the reasons why they bought them?
The experience would be very much that you'd never run out of power, no matter what depth of cut. It's probably your fixturing or your tooling that would give before you would run out of power on this type of machine. So it's very much strength, but also you've got precision. Linear scales as an option on the X and Z axes. So it's power and strength and performance. That's what these machines are. It's very much performance.
And do you think they're comfortable because they can lean on your or TW Ward's expertise in this field?
Very much so. TW Ward's experience is with the larger machining. We have smaller machines in the range, but historically we've come from the larger machining, so we have the knowledge both from the installation, the maintenance and the support.
And when we look at this turning, I mean, what sort of speed, what sort of RPM would that table turn at?
200.
Okay, and that would be a maximum, would it?
Yes, that would be a maximum on this size of machine.
But I suppose that's sufficient really when you look at the size of part you're going to be putting on there.
That's right. As a surface speed for cutting data, when you're out at 2.5 metres diameter, 200 RPM is adequate.
I'm going to get on this table in a minute and stand on it, but before I do that, the access is obviously pretty good, isn't it, to get inside?
It is. You've got good access to get inside. You have a step that you can stand on there. There's maintenance access high above, so it's good all-round access. You can load tools, not necessarily in the spindle, but through a tool change door at the side, so it's free access.
We spoke about the fact that if we buy one, they're here readily available. How do you get them into a workshop in separate
Yes.
parts?
Yes, they will come. The column, the saddle will be separate, and the ram, so it will be built up in the customer works.
Is that a long installation time? Are we talking hours, days, weeks?
You're probably from delivery, you would be up and running within 3 weeks.
Okay, pretty good. All right, brilliant. Thanks for your time, Stuart.
Thank you.